Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show y'all one of the ways that I make karaage or Japanese fried chicken. Tomorrow the girls have bento day at their hoikuen, or actually they don't go to hoikuen, yochien, their kindergarten, and they requested that I put karaage in their bento. It's one of their favorites. It's a staple. It's very easy to make. And I'll walk you through all of the steps. So here are all of the ingredients you will need to make Japanese fried chicken. First, you're going to need some chicken thighs. You can also use chicken breasts, but I tend to like the chicken thighs just because it gives it a nice soft consistency and soft texture. And they're just easier to cook than chicken breasts in my opinion. You're gonna need some shoyu or soy sauce, mirin, which is a sweet sake, cooking sake, ginger, garlic, and my favorite secret ingredient, Kewpie mayonnaise. You guys know I'm obsessed with this stuff. But first, let's move this candle out of the way. So I just washed and dried my chicken thighs, and now I'm going to cut some of the fat off and cut them into bite-sized pieces. And that is the entire pack cut up. And a quick cooking kitchen hack with the leftover fat and straggly pieces. If your trash is not going to be picked up that day, stick it in the freezer so it doesn't funk up your entire kitchen. Right, so I forgot to add earlier, but you might want to add a little bit of salt and pepper or shiokosho. So I went ahead and put that already inside this bag full of the chicken. And since I used the whole entire pack of those chicken thighs, I think I'm going to kind of like play around with the measurements, but I think I'm going to do about a tablespoon and a half of soy sauce, a tablespoon and a half of sake, and then about a teaspoon of mirin, and then a teaspoon of ginger, as much garlic as you would want. I don't have that much left, so I think I'm just gonna scrape whatever's in here and just put it in there. And then maybe about a tablespoon of Kewpie mayonnaise. And this is what's going to help the chicken really soften up and get a little bit more flavor, because we're gonna, after we put everything in this, we're gonna marinate it in the refrigerator until we're ready to cook it. So everything's in there, and now I'm just gonna close the bag up, let some of the air out. I like to turn it, and then get it all mixed up and well incorporated. And it should look something like this. And now I'm gonna let it marinate inside the fridge for as little as 20 minutes if you're short on time, but I'm gonna let it marinate for about an hour, but overnight is the best just because it will help it incorporate all of the flavor. I'm just gonna leave it in for maybe like an hour, maybe a few hours. I'm not in a rush to really cook it yet, but this is key.
2 hours later.
Now that the chicken is marinated, we're going to make the breading or the coating for it. And you're going to be using just regular flour, and it says cornstarch, but there's actually potato starch in there. And the key is to have an equal ratio of both, and I put about 2 tablespoons of each. You're going to mix it all together so that all of the pieces are covered. And then you're going to turn your oil on and make sure that it's heated up enough that it starts to bubble, but not too high. I always mess it up, and it's always too high in the beginning, but you want it to be about medium heat, and let it cook for about 5 minutes. And towards the end, you want to kind of crank the heat up a little higher, and that's going to help get that crispy crispy texture all over the chicken at the end. And just be mindful that your cooking time may vary. It depends on if you use chicken thighs versus chicken breasts, how big you cut each piece, and also the temperature of your oil. But one of the things that I like to do after I cooked my whole batch is take one of the bigger pieces and cut into it with my kitchen scissors and to just check that it's cooked fully through. And there you have it. This is what my kids had for dinner tonight, ochazuke, the karaage, and they wanted peach flavored yogurt. And I just had a few pieces of karaage and a bowl of rice. So that's how I make my karaage. I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next video.